Now, Ukraine's European allies put on a show of support for President Volodymyr Zelensky. This comes as the United States is pushing a proposal on a deal to end the nearly 4 years of war sparked by Russia's invasion. The Ukrainian leader first held a meeting in London with the leaders of Britain, France and Germany before heading to Brussels for talks with the heads of the European Union and NATO. And afterwards, he is to fly to Rome for a meeting on Tuesday with the Italian Prime Minister. And the discussions have come after the US President Donald Trump accused Zelensky of not reading his administration's proposal on a deal to end the war. In London, Zelensky spoke with the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, the French President Emmanuel Macron, and the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. At a subsequent press conference, he said that Ukrainian territory was one of the main sticking points in the negotiations, adding that Kiev had no legal or moral right to give up land to Russia in any deal.
Are we considering giving up any territory? We have no legal right to do so. According to Ukrainian law, our constitution, and international law, we have no moral right to do so either. Russia is insisting that we give up territory, but we definitely do not want to give anything up. That is what we are fighting for, as you well know. The Americans are looking for a compromise today, to be frank.
Шукають компроміс, буду відверто.
Now, hours later in Brussels, Zelensky said that he had a good and a productive meeting with the NATO chief Mark Rutte, the European Council President Antonio Costa and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Zelensky further said that our positions have been aligned on all issues and we are acting in a very coordinated and a constructive manner. And ahead of the London talks, European leaders had expressed concerns over parts of the US proposal. And the German leader Merz said that he was skeptical about some of the details which we are seeing in the documents coming from the US side, but they would have to talk about it. The Britain's Starmer said that he would not be pushing Zelensky to accept the deal spearheaded by the Trump administration, the initial version of which was criticized by Ukraine's allies as overly favorable to Russia. The days of talks between the Ukrainian and the US officials in Miami had ended on Saturday, with no apparent breakthrough, but Zelensky committing to further negotiation afterwards. Trump had criticized his Ukrainian counterpart for not reading the proposal.
And I have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed that President Zelensky hasn't yet read the proposal. That was as of a few hours ago. His people love it. But he hasn't. Russia's fine with it. Russia, I guess, would rather have the whole country when you think of it. But Russia is, I believe, fine with it. But I'm not sure that Zelensky's fine with it. His people love it. But he hasn't read it.
The Ukrainian leader said that Donald Trump has his own vision for how the war should end, which differs from the Ukrainian one. Now, Zelensky said that the Ukrainian and the European officials are going to work on the 20 points received from the US side and that counter proposals could be ready by Tuesday evening to be sent to Washington. On the ground, the local authorities have reported about 11 people were injured after the Russian aerial bomb struck residential buildings in Zaporizhia on Monday afternoon. Now, the attack came after Ukraine's Air Force said that Russia had fired about 149 drones overnight, with 131 being neutralized and 16 others striking their targets. And it follows a Russian attack on Saturday, which caused Ukraine's Zaporizhia nuclear power plant to temporarily lose all off-site power. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.